Hey everyone, Rachel Jensen here, broker owner of Realty Belize on the beautiful island of Ambergris Caye. We are on question number 53. We have accomplished a year of answering in the inbox questions. This is when we answer questions that have been asked by folks like you about the real estate market here. So we're going to jump right into this question. We're at number 53, and this is from Diana. And she said, how do I pay property taxes in Belize? And this is a great question. And unfortunately, it is entirely dependent on the district that you're in. There are some general overarching commonalities between the different districts. However, some districts do things a little bit differently. So with that being said, let me just highlight a couple of things and then we're going to dig deeper into the details. So first and foremost, when you pay property taxes in Belize, do note that property taxes are due by April 1st of the year. If you pay in advance, January, February, March, they give you discounts anywhere ranging from 5 to 15%. They don't always tell you that though. So if you are paying in advance, make sure that you bring that up in order to get that discount applied. Also, depending on the location of where your property is. So this is where I was mentioning it gets a little bit different. Depending on the location of where your property is, you can pay in person at the town council. So for example, there is an office, a town council office here in Ambergris Caye, in Santa Elena or San Ignacio. If you have property that's within that district, within those towns, Belize City, and there's also the lands department in Belmopan. But going back to the town council offices, those are the three locations where if you have property within that area, you're able to pay at their town council directly. However, if you're not in that area, then you do have to go to the lands department in Belmopan. You do have to go in person to pay. In some cases, not all cases for all districts, but if you're not within Ambergris Caye, Santa Elena, or San Ignacio or Belize City, then you will be going to the lands department in Belmopan. Now, if you're not here in person, because things are still a little archaic, processes aren't all streamlined across all the districts, but you can pay online via credit card, depending on where you are. It can be a local bank transfer, or it can be an international credit card or local credit card. This is really true for Ambergris Caye. Ambergris Caye, I think, is the most progressive when it comes to paying property taxes. You're able to pay online through a local bank account, a local credit card or debit card, or an international credit card. You can also use a third party to pay on your behalf. This is what a lot of people do if they're not physically here in person. So they'll have their property management company pay for them. They'll get an attorney to pay for them. Some real estate companies do it. We do not do that service necessarily, but I do want to mention that there's primarily going to be seeing property management companies and attorneys who are doing that service, or closing companies. They tend to have that as part of the service as well. Now, if you do not pay your property tax by April 1st, there is interest that will be accrued. I know some folks have mentioned they've never seen interest and they've paid late. I know other people who said if they didn't pay by April 1st and they've been accruing interest at 1%, I think it's per month. So just note that you do want to be paying on time and even paying in advance if that is something that is possible for you, because it just makes it so much easier to do down the line. So let me just back up and recap, because I think it may be a little bit confusing. Because it really just depends where in Belize your property is. So if you have property in Ambergris Caye, Santa Elena, or San Ignacio, or Belize City, you're able to pay at the town council there in that area. For all other locations, you'll go to the lands department in Belmopan. Now, if you're not here in person to go to the town council, then Ambergris Caye specifically, you can pay online via credit card, local bank transfer, international card, just really depends. And then there are some, like Belize City, you are able to do an online bank transfer as well. But just know that Ambergris is really the most developed at this point with their process. And then again, you can use a third party. I'd say the latter, using a third party, is probably what most people end up doing if they're not able to use their international card to pay online. Now, I'm going to go through Ambergris Caye specifically. This is where I'm based. This is where we tend to have most of our clients from. If you do already have property that is not in Ambergris Caye, I would recommend talking to the realtor who you worked with to buy the property, what your options are for payment in that specific area. But I'm going to go through Ambergris Caye here for a moment. So this is directly from their website. You can see the bottom there is the website that you can go to directly in order to see this exact screen that I just screenshotted. But this is where you'll find this information for Ambergris Caye specifically. So this is the San Pedro Town Council, and this is from their website. You'll submit the owner's information form, and I just went through this exercise because I wanted to see what it was going to be like if I wanted to do it online. Historically, I've always gone in person or paid my property management company to do this, but since I'm here, I wanted to try this out so that I could tell you guys about it. So I filled in this information, I filled out a form, I uploaded my title, And then about 2 or 3 days later, they sent me an email with a copy of the invoice of what I owe. They did not mention any discount, by the way, if I paid before April, but I asked and they did say that it would be 5% if I paid in March, 10% off if I paid in February. And so just a heads up there. And with San Pedro, with Hamburger's Key specifically, you can see here that we can send a payment as a direct deposit, a bank deposit to their bank account here in Belize. This is all in Belize dollars. So you see what you have to add there, the tax number, you send a copy of your payment via email or to their WhatsApp number, or you can pay online. So this is the payment method if you're paying directly to their bank account in Belize dollars, or you can pay online with your local or international credit card. If you're doing that, then you would click this green button here. Obviously, this is just a screenshot. We're not going to be clicking it. This is an exercise for you to do specifically if you're trying to get yourself registered to pay the property tax online. But do note that before you do this, you will need to get that customer number and tax number from the property tax department. So you'll want to be coordinating with them you'll be wanting to be coordinating with them either through WhatsApp or through email. And then once you get that number, you'll be putting those two numbers into the form that pops up when you click the green button. And then from there, you're able to pay with your credit card, a US credit card or a local credit card or international credit card. It doesn't have to be US specifically, but it can be international. So that it is getting a lot easier here on Ambergris Key San Pedro to pay online. You don't have to physically be here. You don't have to depend on a third party, but it really just depends where it is that you're purchasing the property, because not all areas and districts have a system like this set up. So like I mentioned, if you already have property that is not on the island here, then talk to the real estate agent that you worked with to buy the property to get their feedback on how it is that you pay the property taxes. If you are new to real estate here in Belize, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll send you the lifestyle guide. This is a great resource document for folks who are learning about the market and want to learn a little bit more about what it's like to live here, what residency programs look like, all of those fun details. info@lunarealtybelize.com, info@lunarealtybelize.com. Again, my name is Rachel Jensen, and we look forward to seeing you here in Belize and hopefully helping you find that perfect property. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.